My parents are trying to get me to move out of their basement. They don't like that I don't have a job and fucking just get high all day. Told me to use my degree. I don't even know, man. So I've been doing drugs all night, writing, thinking about starting an OnlyFans. Then decided I'd put some of my fucking English degree. But you're right, Dad. When you said majoring in English was just like majoring in unemployment, you were right. But here's my porno screenplay, because that's where my life is at right now. Let's see. Writing in character here. Oh, that's that cool guy angle. Let's see. Alright. Alright. Here we go. Fade in. Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. The interrogator enters the room. The straight man is strapped to a table. The interrogator pulls out an electrified cattle prod. He sets it on a neatly folded white towel. I hear you like things in your ass, the interrogator says. No, I'm a straight man. The straight man replies, terrified of the ass play that he might like, that he knows is coming. Let me ask your wife what she thinks. Maybe she will tell us the truth. The torture stops when one of you admits the straight man likes when you put things in his ass. And we have tools for making you talk. Slowly descending from the blackness of the ceiling, his wife is lowered over him. She is bound and hung from above him, spread eagle like an ornament. The straight man is staring up at his wife's pussy. He remembers his children when they were born. He remembers the life before here. In his right hand, the interrogator picks up the cattle taser, and in his left, he takes the towel and covers the straight man's face with it, his eyes, nose, and mouth. The interrogator then picks up a Hitachi magic wand from beneath the table and holds it in his left hand, unbeknownst to the straight man. He stands there ominously, Hitachi and taser, and he begins his work. He puts the cackling taser next to the straight man's ear. The sound is deafening, like a million whips cracking per second. He puts the Hitachi on his wife's pussy, while the straight man writhes in fear. Tell me, bitch, does he put things in his ass for fun? No! No, they both cry out together, the antithesis of what seems like a lifetime ago when they were on their honeymoon in Vegas, where they cried out in awe, oh my God, yes, as they climaxed together, grateful to a God they didn't worship on Sunday, but every day, and especially that day in Vegas. The interrogator repeats this questioning over and over and over, and then the wife climaxes, squirting for the first time in her life on her husband's face by the hand of another man. The straight man cannot breathe. He's being waterboarded now, he thought for sure. He could not hear her moans of pleasure over the sound of the cackling taser. He had heard the other prisoners talk about this. Waterboarding is like drowning. But his resolve was strong. He knows he isn't drowning. You can't kill someone with a wet washcloth. And he's a strong alpha male who loves his wife and sure ain't no fag that's gonna admit he likes things in his ass. The interrogator stops. The interrogator peels the now soaked towel away from the straight man's eyes, covering only his nose and mouth still, and holding that towel there over his nose and mouth. He can again see the light, and the light is his wife's pussy above him, now wetter and more swollen than ever. And the interrogator whispers in his ear softly, when women squirt, it's 90% pee. The straight man looks around for the bottle of water he was sure was being dumped on him before. and there's no water in the room. Horrified, he realizes many things have happened for the first time. His wife had just had an orgasm. And he found out for the first time she was a squirter, just like the women he jerked off to while watching pornography at his desk at home, and in his office, and in the shower, and in the men's bathroom at that office. And the last thing that had just happened is he realized he had just been peed on, like Donald Trump. But pee is gross, and it's on my face. There's a pissy towel on my face, and a man has boundaries, and he will be no woman's toilet nor a cuck. And in sheer need of relief from the situation, he cries out, "I like things in my ass! I like things in my ass!" And the interrogator, true to her word, pulls away the washcloth and cuts the rope holding his wife in suspension. And she releases her cuck from his bondage in a hurry. They hold each other crying on the floor. The interrogator walks away slowly and closes their cell door behind them, leaving them in a puddle of themselves. The interrogator turns to the left, to the other terrorists who had been watching and jerking off on the other side of a two-way mirror, shoulder to shoulder with their ideological brothers in the fight for the moral high ground. And their chai boys stood at attention behind them. And the interrogator says, "I told you guys he was a faggot. I just fucking knew it." And as she takes off her ski mask, the scene cuts to her sitting there with that Mona Lisa smile. And during that cutscene, that ski mask she took off becomes a hijab. But the Mona Lisa smile is still the same. The scene fades to black, backgrounds of the riots behind her with the hijab blowing in the wind. An upside-down American flag fades into view from the blackness as the Star-Spangled Banner rises to its climax of its own, cut short by cackling Stevie TV static. Fuck, I was doing so good. You fuck up crackling TV static? Fuck. And from the static comes blackness and silence. And a computerized voice says, "This completes your sex education."